shit. How the said price? Yeah, it's like 70 bucks.
This video is brought to you by Surfshark, who for years have delivered humanized privacy and security solutions. A review, because the full game is not out yet.
New
So
World 2? Dude, I miss New World, man. I miss New World so much, man. Oh my god. The fact that they cooked on the Gothic update, they got every single like player bet. They got like 100k people playing again, and then they just shut it down. I will forever hate Amazon. Ugh. I'm so pissed. But yeah, Marathon fucking sucked, dude. Like every sort of notion he makes, I agree with. This game is just boring as shit.
The Service Slam only had a limited amount of the game's final content, and we know the full release
Like
will have
I
more
really
shells, more maps, fully unlocked progression. The list goes on. So this isn't
like the guns just look like Legos. I hate it. It looks so bad. It's just a whole nothing game. It just looks like Mirror's Edge mixed with futuristic sci-fi. I don't know.
impressions video based on about 10 to 12 hours of gameplay with the recent Service Slam, and I remain open to the possibility that my feelings on this will completely change at launch, and honestly, I hope they do, because right now I'm not feeling great. A second caveat is that this is just my opinion, and that caveat is particularly important
Did they just port the guns from Minecraft?
because I can tell you right now that there are people who are feeling this. The game is shot up to become the second highest selling game on Steam right after Resident Evil Requiem. The game's subreddit is super happy with the game. Many of the
Wait, hold on. I'm curious. What? Let me check the reviews on Steam right now because the game is out right now. Came out like yesterday. Okay, how is it sitting at very positive at 9,000 reviews on Steam? Yet I don't understand this, dude. How are 70 people, 70k people playing? 70k people are playing this game. Dude, it's Bungie. Like I don't. It's not. This is not Bungie, bro. This is just. I really hate how people buy things because of a brand, of a name. Like, oh, it's Bungie, so it must be good. But yeah, anyways, possible they're faking numbers, maybe. I swear to God, I thought this would be another like Concord High Guard situation because this game just looks boring as fuck.
The previews are very positive. Across social media, you won't struggle to find positive sentiment towards Marathon. So please do not take this video as me saying Marathon is bad, because I don't think that. I do think it has some problems, but my strongest feelings toward it aren't frustrations with things that aren't working. It's more ambivalence towards the things that are. I played Marathon on a couple of occasions now, one time at Bungie HQ.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were saying, Laurie. I said earlier, I'm so fucking tired of all these like PvP hero shooters, battle royale, and extraction shooters. Just give me more PvE like co-op games. Oh my god, please. Holy shit, I'm so sick of this like PvP slop, dude.
Test, and now again during this recent Service Slam, I've seen plenty of commentary from people being like, oh, I played it before and it wasn't good, but now in this latest build they changed heaps of stuff and it's way better. And I just don't really agree with that. I think it's still the same game as it was before. I think it's more polished and it looks better, and the full suite of weapons and items has broadened the moment-to-moment gameplay experience. But as I played it in the past, I kept thinking to myself that Marathon was missing a hook. It was missing a thing to make it really stand out from other extraction shooters, from other competitive experiences.
I mean, yeah, it's just so utterly bland. It's just... Like I was saying, it's just a nothing burger. It's nothing.
Missing a thing to make it really stand out as a video game. I don't think Bungie has found that thing yet. From my experience playing this, Marathon is a very competently made, very competitive team shooter set on medium-sized maps, and that's about it. Scanning some of the feedback across social media, it's clear to me that for a number of people, Marathon's focus on being a competitive team shooter is enough, and I would say this. I don't think you can call Marathon generic in the sense that there isn't anything doing what it's doing, at least not quite in the way that it's doing it. Marathon has this unique visual style, it has an aura about it that is distinctive, it has excellent gunplay, it has hero abilities, it has a very granular gearing system that allows you to build towards certain playstyles, it has roaming squads of PvE enemies that will completely truck you if you don't respect them. Taken in aggregate, all of this delivers a very punishing, demanding, challenging, and competitive experience that's ultimately very rewarding.
It
if
really
you
just looks
internalize
so
this
garbage.
challenge and become invested in all of the tiny ways that you can become more powerful.
Yeah, I mean the guns look like Legos. It's so bad. It's just ass. Also, um, for any lurker, we do have a daily check-in in the channel redeem now. So you know, if you don't want to say anything, but you still want me to know you're there, you can just do that daily check-in button.
And more effective. So I might look at all
Thank
the
you,
work that goes
Laria.
into creating a properly synergized build and think to myself, what's the point
Thank
if
you,
I'm going to lose
Eno.
all that the next time I get sniped across the map? While someone else is going to look at all that work and effort and think to
Thanks,
themselves,
Christy.
man, all this gear is going to make it so easy for me to snipe
For
fools
you
from
and
across the
Summer and
map.
I.
So have I kind of contradicted myself there? Isn't this stuff I'm describing the hook? I mean, maybe it is, but I think that sort of stuff really only buys you an audience of a certain size.
Hello, Brad.
And I don't think Bungie is a studio that is looking to make games for an audience of that size. Certainly Sony did not pay
Because
$3
essentially like the reason I made it is because I fucking hate I really hate Twitch so much because right now it says it's only counting 9 of you guys as like actual viewers when actuality there's 17 of you. So it's not even counting half of you guys. And I just hate it. So yeah, I made the daily check-in button so at least it checks in. But yeah, it just fucking sucks. Maybe I'm not real. Hi, Big. Welcome. But yeah. It just... Twitch just sucks, dude.
$8 billion for this
Yeah,
studio.
because essentially Twitch doesn't count lurkers for some reason. So, as long as you guys push a button saying, like, you know, the daily check-in, it'll count you as, like, active in the viewership thing.
To make games for an audience of that size. Bungie is a big legacy studio based in Seattle. They're looking to make games that sell tens of millions of copies.
Wait, if you mute, it doesn't count? Oh, really? Ah, shit, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I guess don't mute, but some people like to watch other people, you know, at the same time. Twitch is horrible that way. I was talking to a few streamers about it. Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad, dude. I, like, legit, if anything, it's hurting me. It's hurting my viewership because I want to get to Twitch Partner. I want it so fucking bad, dude. Yet Twitch is just actively sabotaging that. It fucking sucks.
And that's where the hook comes in. It's the thing that tricks people like me into checking something out and or sticking with it. And obviously, our thoughts naturally drift to something like Arc Raiders. Talk about a game with a hook, or hooks plural, the incredible Arc enemies, which were always so fun to fight because of their animations and their weak spots, the engaging quest structure, the distinctiveness of each map and each landmark, such that you truly felt like you were picking through the...
I agree. I like Arc Raiders. I mean, it's not my favorite game in the world, but like it's still really good. I like playing it with Leaf.
Of an ended world, the organic way that the game fostered communication and collaboration in a genre where kill on sight was the expectation. These are hooks, and the result is that Arc Raiders sold 14 million copies, and right now on Steam it's still averaging a daily peak concurrent player count of around 250,000 people. In contrast, Marathon was totally free this weekend, and it debuted at 145,000 players on Steam, and then it just trended down after that. It didn't even get a weekend bump. And look, I don't want to make this a straight comparison to Arc Raiders, so let's talk about another comparison, Hunt Showdown. Now, Hunt Showdown has a similarly brutal level of difficulty and a really low time to kill and a tremendous learning curve, but that game has some seriously big-ass hooks. Its suite of PvE enemies are an interesting puzzle to solve and require you to fight each of them in very specific ways. Its streamlined approach to progression and power make it very simple to understand, so you can focus on playing rather than inventory management. Most importantly, its extraction structure is very objective based. There is a boss to kill. It is not easy to kill. You then need to banish the boss, which lets the whole server know where you are, and it's fucking intense. It's like a siege, like barbarians at the gates kind of shit. And then when you're done, you got to haul ass across the map to extract the bounty, hoping that no one is waiting for you when you get there.
And I should play more Hunt with Leaf. It's been a while since we played this game.
Feels like a very PvE game loop that just happens to have a PvP element, and it's just brilliant. It really is. In contrast, I remember being on the map in
It's
Marathon,
really fun,
and
you
we
know.
just wiped the team, and I'd collected their loot, and I remember thinking to myself, what could I do next that's fun? And the answer was like,
What about High Guard? Oh no, dude. I mean, when did Marathon come out? What, like 2 days ago? And High Guard died within what, 3 to 4 days? Everyone just got bored of it, or everyone's just like, this game fucking sucks. So I really hope people just, yeah, dude, like Marathon is just so bad, man.
kind of nothing.
Playing more Hunt the other day. Oh, okay, lad.
There weren't formidable PvE enemies I could fight who would drop me guaranteed valuable components. There weren't boss enemies that I could fight. There weren't any activatable events that would reward me with great loot. None of my squad mates had any quests that they needed doing. I never encountered other players using proximity chat, so it's not like I could team up with someone
Could've been
else.
a
and
shadow
help them
drop,
out with
yeah.
something. I don't know that there's any specific
I mean, it's crazy to me that like being announced as like the last big announcement on the Game Awards killed it somehow. It should have been a shadow drop, I think.
time or reason to loot locations, so it's not like I can head to a specific building in pursuit of a specific component, and besides that, there's no
Expectations?
crafting in
Yeah,
this
pretty
game
much.
anyway, and my ability to buy or trade things is all determined by faction rep. I kind of wanted to leave at that point, but the team I was with clearly didn't, and they were just kind of hanging around the extract zone, refusing to move into the circle, and that's when it dawned on me that they were just happy to extract camp. Because at that point, that's all there was to do, you know? And so that's what we did. We killed another solo player trying to extract, we took his loot, and then we went back to orbit. Now, look, there is counterpoints to all of what I said. Like, yeah, there are quests that you can do, and I'm sure some people are using prox chat, and I know that there are some activatable loot events, like one that involves calling down a chest from outer space or whatever. I think one time I saw an icon on a map that looked like it was a high-level boss enemy, but that was literally once in like 12 hours of play. Maybe there is some structure to where the loot drops, I don't know. But if these things do exist, they certainly weren't surfaced to me as I was playing, and as such, I never felt like Marathon truly wanted me to do anything other than load in and murder as many other people as possible. And for me, that's just not enough, and I suspect it won't be enough for a critical mass of players as well. Now, obviously, there's this other map coming in the full release that's got like raid-like mechanics or some shit, and fair enough, maybe that's amazing, but if that map is so good, and it is the secret sauce that makes Marathon more, if that map is the hook, then I think that in itself is a problem, because you've then got two other maps which I think are pretty sourceless. And this brings us to one of my biggest complaints with Marathon. I really hate Bungie's approach to level design in Marathon. Like, I really don't like it at all. I think it's two things: color and landmark identity. So for the record, I'm actually really into the aesthetic of Marathon. I even like the UI, which a lot of people are shitting on, and I'm not sure why. I think it's broadly fine. But anyway, I think the setting and the factions and this terminal futurism is very appealing, but I think the way that's been translated into the actual game is nowhere near deft enough. I mean, just look at the shell designs, for example.
Also, one thing that bothered me, this game didn't have like weapon inspects. I want, like, look at these guns. I mean, they look kind of cool, but you can't see half the gun. So, no weapon inspect. I'm sad.
They seem oddly bulbous, and the color texture isn't nearly as sharp as what you see in menus or trailers or whatever. Something was
Inspect
lost
guns.
from key
I mean,
art
they
to
do look like Legos. You're not wrong.
actual in-game character designs. I think something similar could be said of the way color is applied to the world. The first time you experience it, it looks cool
Encore
as
vibes.
hell,
Yep.
and that's where I was in previous playtests. But the more time you spend with it and the more of the maps you see, you realize that there's really no variation in the way that this color scheme is being applied. Every landmark looks like it's been hit with Homer's makeup shotgun. Without any variation to the way color is being applied, you kind of stop seeing the color. A bigger issue though is the physical level design. There's such an absence of truly unique, immediately identifiable landmarks. It's all man-made structures that are out in the open, completely surrounded by negative space so they can be entered from any angle, and it's boxes and railings and squat buildings and staircases and trucks, and no matter where you are, they all feel the same. It feels like a bunch of multiplayer maps from an arena shooter stitched together, and even that feels generous because I think most multiplayer maps in most games have more identity than your average marathon landmark. And let's forget about Arc Raiders or Hunt Showdown for a second, though those two games both provide a masterclass on distinctive landmark design. You can zoom out and talk about the Battle Royale genre. Think about your favorite landmarks in Fortnite or Apex or Warzone or whatever. Whatever you're thinking of, it has a hell of a lot more distinctiveness and identity than any of the landmarks Marathon is currently serving up.
I don't know. Like, I'm not really a huge like battle royale PvP sort of guy. I'm not really into any like PvP game, like pure focused PvP game. So I'm more into like PvE shit, like with co-op and friends and stuff. I don't know. Those aren't my kind of games essentially.
Setting aside visual or thematic distinctiveness, the physical construction of these landmarks also lacks any variation. Why am I constantly fighting in what feels like a science lab or an office building? Why is it always small rooms and tight corridors? Where's the crashed spaceship, the shuttle hangar, the runway, the satellite array?
Oh yeah,
training yard?
Sator
Whatever, man. I
fucks,
just
dude.
need some different layouts.
Everything
that
about
feel
Sator
truly
I love.
different to fight in, because right now they all just kind of look and feel the same. I also think the way that you can enter basically all of these landmarks from almost any direction is a big problem, because it makes your approaches into these spaces less tense, because you can be confident that an enemy can't lock down all entry or exit points, and it also makes it super easy for you to get sniped from afar or get jumped when someone manages a sneaky flank. And that's essentially game over in a game where TTK is this low. It also has to be said that these maps are relatively small, and you're not incentivized to explore them because the loot economy and reward system isn't really set up for that. In Hunt, you have to explore because you need to find where the boss is. In Arc Raiders, you explore because you need to hunt for valuable crafting materials. In Marathon, you just load in and there's one landmark in front of you where you can do a bit of looting to collect some pretty useless loot, and then you're essentially off to chase a team fight over at the next landmark. Exploration is, I think, a really core part of the extraction loop, and Marathon simply doesn't have that. That's why at the beginning of this video, I called this a competitive team shooter, because I think that's a better, more useful way to think about it. Yes, it is an extraction game, but that label is so broad, covering everything from Tarkov to The Division. So setting that label aside, what does it feel like to play Marathon? Well, it has heroes like a hero shooter.
Okay, I do need to play more Division 2. Since as soon I did, welcome. Or the bond didn't work, whoopsie. But yeah, I do want to play more Division 2 because I love that game. I love that game to death. It is one of my favorite fucking games of all time. And 2, they have a Survivors, the original Battle Royale, before any Battle Royale got popular. Division 1 Survivors mode was actually fucking sick. It was, you survive in a snowstorm with other players, and you try to get to like the middle of the map, and then you have to fight like some insanely strong hunter enemies, and then you escape. But yeah, it was so fucking cool, dude. Oh my god, I loved it. Welcome, Big. Hello.
It has a really low time to kill. Like
So I am so fucking happy they're gonna bring back that mode and more. Really soon. As soon as that comes out, I'm gonna like main Division 2 for a while, I think.
Shooter. It has maps that feel like arena shooter multiplayer maps. It very often doesn't offer rewarding loot from exploration or fighting PvE enemies. The focus of the game is fighting other players, and everything that sits around that is very secondary. That just doesn't get me to the point where I'm into this, and I'm bummed about it because I really wanted to love Marathon. I truly did. This is Bungie's third IP launch since Halo 1, and yes, I know that Marathon predated Halo, but you know what I mean. We had Halo back in 2001, we had Destiny in 2014, and now we've got this in 2026. And while I can see that it's clearly connecting with a number of people, I can also see that it's not connecting with a lot of others. And my argument here is not that Marathon should be a fundamentally different game, because I don't think it should be. I think its core loop is compelling enough for people that are chasing this very specific thing. But I think it needed other things around it. Like, there's no crafting system, there's no social space, there's a complete absence of social interaction when playing. There aren't interesting things
Yeah, again,
to do
it's
on the
just
map.
a
If there
whole
are boss
nothing
enemies,
burger.
I've never fought any of them. You've got this story that's being delivered through some static cutscenes and codex entries, and maybe that's enough for some, but it was never enough for me back in the Destiny days, and so it's not enough for me here either. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. Please don't assume on the basis of this video that Marathon is bad, or that the vibes are bad, or that this game is doomed or whatever. There is a lot of positive buzz for Marathon, depending on who you ask, right? This is just me being like, I'm not really into this, because I was hoping for Bungie to make a game that feels like a Bungie game, a game that straddles the line between casual and hardcore, that offers a range of experiences rather than just one.
Feel like
A game
already
that looks
some
to move a
heads-
genre
like-
forward rather than just delivering a competent spin on an existing one. As I said at the top, maybe everything I am hoping for is waiting for me in the full game, and I'm really hoping that it is, because right now,
All right,
I'm just not.
so let's see what GameRanks thinks about the full game,
But roaming around these environments.
because this game, the full game did release. So
Hey, and we're back with another episode of Before You Buy. That show will give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. And today, it's going to be very strong on the first impressions side, because we've been jumping into Marathon, Bungie's next big live service shooter. Full disclosure, we put a lot of time into
yeah, like Leaf and Ron, I got so bored of it. I played it with Yuria, and I got bored within like 20 minutes. And then the day after, when the game fully came out, Leaf and Rana played it for about like 40 minutes, and then they got so bored that they refunded it. It was just it's so nothing. It's just, oh, I feel so bad for the devs, dude.
this game between an early preview almost like a year ago, as well as spending a big chunk of time in the server slam earlier in the week, and now spending time with launch. We got a grip on what the game is, but to be honest, it's still early. We don't know how the meta is going to shake out. We don't know how the community is going to take to it, and ultimately what Bungie does to change it. But on its own, collectively here, like, to be completely honest, I know it's popular to just dunk on this game, but we've been having fun. There's definitely some sticking points. It's a weird game, and I don't think it's gonna be for everyone, specifically the fact that it's an extraction shooter, and it can be a surprisingly sweaty one. This isn't Bungie trying to casualify the extraction shooter by any means, because the PvP stuff is really strong and really intense here. I don't know if this is going to get everybody over on the extraction shooter side by any means, and it's a different flavor than the very
Well,
popular arc raiders.
Game-
Also, if you're a live service person, I don't know if this is going to be the one to win you over specifically. But I think at the very least, Bungie's got a pretty solid foundation here now at this point. Is it enough to make this game live forever, like their next Destiny or something like that? I don't know. I cannot predict this stuff, but it's got a couple of weird, kind of annoying things. Just some weird decisions here and there, some things that bothered us playing collectively, but we've still been having fun. So here's a general breakdown. In Marathon, you and a squad of possibly up to 2 other people roll into some good-sized maps, looking for loot, accomplishing activities, checking some boxes, facing off against AI bots, and occasionally encountering real players, taking them down and stealing their loot. Then it's up to you to time it right and extract out and survive with all your stuff that you can then safely bring back into the menus and tuck away into your vault. If that stuff is not vaulted and it's on your person when you die in the field, you lose that juicy loot forever.
game one. Wait, Ryu, are you serious? You like this game? This game won me over arc raiders, and now not even play extraction shooters. You like this game? I mean, everyone has different opinions. It's fine, but I'm surprised.
So it's a real high stakes type of first person shooter. And where this game gets props, surprise, surprise, is the actual feel of the combat. Bungie, once again, has it figured out here. Shooting is incredibly satisfying. Good weapon feedback, solid, tight aiming, engaging movement, good sound
Well-
effects, good hit detection, good feedback response from popping enemies just right, specifically some of those AI
It won me over to buy Arc Ray. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, holy shit, dude.
enemies. Like when you get a good shot on them and they pop, you get that familiar pop you get when you kill an enemy in Destiny. Moving, shooting, running, gunning in this game feels like absolute butter. That's where they got it figured out. The sniper rifles feel badass. There's a good kick-ass Magnum you can get pretty early on. Solid BRs, assault rifles, and all of them got this weird sci-fi flair to them, which, to be honest, makes some of them not look very badass. Some of the guns just straight up look like Lego. But at the very least, what you do get is some customizable aspects to them. Weapon skins as well as augments or upgrades you can equip to the gun, like switching on and off scopes, that I think helps sell the kind of risky choice of visual style for weapons. It's still early, so it's hard to find like which ones are going to be really memorable, which thing is going to be like the Gallarhorn or something like that. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but you know what I mean. There are 4 maps at launch, and I'd say they progressively get better as you start experiencing all of them. The first one is a little
Fuck. Fuck. I'm such a dumbass. I'm such a dumbass, bro. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna do it right now. But yeah, hi Red, welcome. Okay, alright, let me reset. Let me reset. Welcome Red, holy shit. Hopefully you had a good stream. Welcome. But yeah, hi guys, welcome in. I'm Astray and I'm a VTuber and I stream a lot of co-op games and single player games, and right now we're just watching how fucking garbage Marathon is, because I tried Marathon for like 20 minutes and I utterly hated it. It was so bad. It's just the whole like nothing burger. Also, thank you Ray for the follow, welcome, and thank you Omega and Sky for the daily check-in. But yeah, it's so, man, I don't know. It's just like it's not a Bungie game. It doesn't feel like they even worked on this. It's not fun. I don't know. Like Red, you can disagree with this, but like I'm so tired of all these new games coming out that are just pure PvP slop games. Like all the new hero shooters, battle royales, extraction shooters. I'm so fucking tired of them, dude. It's so boring to me. Like, give me a PvE game, please. I hate it. It's so bad. Rana said it was peach. Would never lie to me. But yeah, like I can't stand these PvP games. It's so boring. It's just utterly lame at this point. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Hope you're doing good.
soft, but I'd say give it a little bit more time. The maps themselves have some really cool sections, visual set pieces, as well as like outside or exterior engagement points. It's the interiors that I don't think are really as exciting. They all kind of feel samey. A lot of them are just cluttered computer labs or warehouses, and not even the visual style, but really just the way they're laid out, entry points and very small hallways. They're just not the most exciting all the time for firefights. But roaming around these environments, it's not too quiet. You have moments of it being quiet, but oftentimes you're going to run into AI bots, and they are downright incredible just with how engaging they really are. These suckers are smart, they're effective, they're powerful, and you'll be surprised how much you're going to get your ass kicked by, AI NPC enemies. They're fun to square off against, they keep you on your toes, and they really breathe a lot of life into the game. As a player, you have a choice over a couple of different shells, which are essentially characters with their own different special abilities, specializations, and ultimate abilities. And
okay, I'm wondering,
from being able to identify.
Did you guys play or at least try Marathon? I don't know. For me, it was so boring. It was so lame. Everything about it was utterly garbage. Tried for like 2 games. Yeah, I tried for like 2 games and I got bored. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, during the free weekend. Yeah. It was garbage. I'm not into these PvP games anymore,
Targets for your teammates, as well as spot loot through walls, use a little remote viewer drone, healing capabilities, the ability to go invisible, generate a shield for your buddies, and despite a couple of ultimates here and there that feel
My guts up a
limp, I
lot.
think
Oh,
lot of the
okay.
abilities
Yeah,
are
it's probably
pretty
because I'm
solid,
like
and they really come into play when you're engaging.
I'm not
with
like
other
close to it,
players. And
so I need to
gotta
get
be
closer
honest,
to it. But
so
thank you,
far, in my first
Cherry.
impressions,
Sorry about that.
The PvP stuff has been the most fun, and I'm not always the most competitive, sweaty multiplayer gamer, but I relished anytime we got into a firefight with other players. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the sight lines, maybe it's the outdoor areas of the maps, combined with the feel of the weapons. It's not always brutally oppressive, and I feel like I have a chance against other players, even though, and I've been very upfront here, like, I suck. I'm not the best competitive shooter. My skills have been fading over time because I play so many other different games, but even when I lose in a firefight against other players, it can be incredibly frustrating, but I was surprised just how much fun I had in these engagements. Maybe it's because I can pop smoke, go invisible, sneak around, generate a shield for my buddies and stand in front of them while they take pot shots at them, coordinating with your friends, using some proximity chat to talk some smack. It's a good amount of fun. And I'd say if like you're a casual Arc Raiders player that was looking at this, it's gonna feel quite different. It's gonna feel a lot more aggressive and hostile right away. I know if you're a higher level player in Arc Raiders, that's a different story. But if you just play kind of casually, so far already, the PvP stuff has been solid. And it's also just been good to pick up some sweet loot from downed enemies. Now, that's the next thing. You extract, you have all this loot, and a lot of it feels really forgettable. I don't know if it's the small little icons or the fact that so many things you pick up are just things you sell. There's almost a learning curve to the whole progression and loot system, not just because it's a, extraction shooter where you're going to lose stuff and you got to worry about.
All right, thank you, Sky. Have a good night, and thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it.
Just being able to identify at a glance and parse through all this information and suss out what's what. It's going to take you a minute to really get the grips. This is more of a personal gripe, but it's a thing with these games. Like, I hope you like navigating menus, the video game. There are so many things to click on, move around, manage your loot, especially if you die, you got to do a bunch. They do some quality of life things here and there to make it a little
one thing I hated about this game was just the UI. It was, ooh.
You spend a lot of time in menus.
Oh, there's a lot of UI in this that's
moving stuff around.
not needed.
Me personally, maybe it's like my attention span.
Best part about this game was when I was in the lobby.
With loot. So be warned.
No,
it feels like there is a lot of like weird loot stuff. When it's good, it is good. Like I said, attachments for your weapons, upgraded shields for your characters, so you can go from feeling like zero to hero with good loot. Like there is a genuine progression, a genuine leap, rolling in with practically nothing compared to rolling in with a ton of loot. That's a good feeling. That's what I look for. And it seems like so far they are getting that here. The visuals and atmosphere, I think, are really cool. It's very subjective. It's going to come down to your personal taste, your personal preferences. But I think the weird cyberpunky hacker style sci-fi color palette, environmental design,
Over the top UI, yeah, that's
does
like
feel unique.
legit. That's why I'm worried about Crimson Desert, because I mean it has the same. I mean, okay, so BDO Black Desert is like an MMO, right? I get why the UI is like so expansive, but for a single player game like Crimson Desert, it like it's needlessly over encumbered, and maybe they'll fix that. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm just cautiously worried about Crimson Desert, and I can't really explain why. It's hard to say why I'm worried. I don't know. We'll see. Hold on. But yeah, I'm just worried. I'm just truly worried about Crimson Desert. Yeah, Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert. Hi Omega, welcome. But yeah, I'm so worried.
Kind of feels really high end and weirdly flashy, like a tech or car commercial from the future or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But where it does go overload, I think, is on the menus and the screens and stuff like that. There's just a lot of shit going on, a lot of words, a lot of hacker text flying by. And sometimes it can be, again, hard to parse through some things. It takes a minute. But on the flip side, some of the visual
Okay,
style.
wait, I'm wondering, is there anyone here that's like unironically into Marathon? I don't think it is. I just want to check, like, because I just want to get your opinion on like why you're into this game. But I don't think anyone here is into this game. So
To like the fonts and like the sound design and like the presentation are pretty
oh
cool.
my
It's
god,
just like when
Ryu.
you're looking for at a glance info, sometimes it can be a little messy. But that being said, there is a lot of progression.
Well,
There is a battle pass style thing, which I haven't dipped my toes into because I paid $40 for the game. I didn't really want to look at the shop or the battle pass or anything like that. I just focused on the core offering itself, and there is a lot to chew through in terms of progression. There's all these codex things with sub-objectives to check off, little things to complete just in games that will net you rewards, and you'll be surprised how much stuff you rack up in the background just by playing.
is there
But the big
anyone
thing
with
here,
bad
the
taste
main
among us? It's okay. You can have wrong opinions. No, I just wanted to like see, because I'm seeing a lot of people on like Twitter and like on Reddit and shit like actually enjoy this game, and I'm just wondering how do you enjoy a game like this? I don't understand. But then again, I like Resident Evil 6 a lot. I love it to death. So I am kind of weird like that. Well, shit. I got some friends who like it, but they also play Destiny 2 still. Ooh. Ooh, fuck. Do okay, like legit, Destiny 2 is the only game I regret paying for every single expansion. Like Destiny 2 is the only game that where I went, okay, is this expansion actually gonna be good and fun? Like, are the guns gonna be worth it? But no, I mean, the guns, like, all right. So, like, a good looter shooter, in my opinion, I mean, they need to add more purple guns into the game. I love First Descendant. It's so fucking good, dude. I love the guns in that game to death. It's so like that's what I want in Destiny 2. But no, we get nothing like that, and it fucking sucks. Give me a second. All right, so like I want you guys to look at this shit real fast, and tell me this is not the sickest fucking like weapons you've ever fucking seen. Look at this shit, dude. This is like, oh my god, it's so cool. This is what I wanted Destiny 2 guns to be. Like, why? I was not looking at the guns. Oh yeah, it is a Gunner game, but we're gonna ignore that. Like, look at this rocket launcher. Look at this shit. Oh, it's so cool. It's actually peak. But yeah, they have a fucking Neon Genesis gun in the game. What is this stream about? Okay, so right now we're just talking about guns and like Marathon and shit because Marathon was so garbage. I just have to talk about it. We were yapping about Crimson Desert, but I just had to go on a tangent about Marathon. And then we kind of moved over to Marathon guns fucking suck and look like Legos. That I had to show good guns in First Descendant. Default Pinnacle Legendary weapons. Nope. I kind of quit. I don't know. Like I never really got to endgame Destiny 2 because like I got bored after I beat like the expansion story, and that's it.
Main thing is
Also, thank you, Rio.
factions. You're
Hello.
going to unlock all these different factions that are essentially these different sci-fi dystopian mega corporations that you could take jobs for. You select these faction jobs or contracts.
Yeah, you know, I'm just waiting for more and more content because they did add vehicles and shit in the latest update. So that's kind of cool. You know, they're already matching Warframe in terms of vehicles.
Then when you jump into a map, that can be your focus on accomplishing something and hopefully working with your buddies to do so while navigating through a map and still ultimately hoping to extract and win out. I like this faction system. They all have their own cool little unique and identity to them in the menus and the feel. They have their own offerings in terms of, yes, the contracts you take on, but then also the things you're able to purchase from them. The more you do contracts for these different factions, the more you're going to end up being able to purchase, acquire.
You mean on like
they
Kick
kind
or
of have their own
something?
skill trees that you can buy into to give your character all sorts of things like, you know, less fall damage, faster loot speed.
I mean,
I'm
she's always on the front page. Like Kick doesn't have a lot of people streaming on that site. So yeah, of course she's gonna have it.
scratching the surface. There's quite a bit to go through here, but I like this system of progression. Again, first impressions, like at least so far. The only other thing I would like to see is more engaging stuff you do in game. It's kind of like 50-50 in terms of emergent activities on the maps. Some of them can be some pretty intense, sweaty firefights and moments, but others can kind of just be like, click on this and look for this, and it's kind of lifeless. Some of it's a little boring, and I wish there was more. But again, for me, the focus has just been finding other players and fighting with them. Ultimately, this is just a brief overview. And again, I really want to stress, like, time will tell how Marathon will shake out. And all of us here at Game Ranks, like I said, we collectively put a good amount of time into the game. All on PC, by the way, which
God,
performance has
I'm
been
just
fine.
so worried about Crimson Desert though.